Hello mathematicians, today we are on 7.8 in your Go Math book, page 373, and we are learning how to tell the time to the hour and half hour on a clock. Okay, now looking at these clocks, these are called analog clocks. I'll write that for you. Analog. Digital would be like clocks that you have on your watch. Well, not all watches, but maybe an alarm clock on your phone. Those are digital, but these are analog clocks. It wants us to draw the hour hand to show each time. So I'm going to say the first one is 3 o'clock. We want to show 3 o'clock. Now remember that the small hand is the hour hand. There are two hands on a clock, and the small hand is the hour hand. So the small hand points to the 3, the hour, right there. And then the big hand points to the minutes, okay? And it's 0 minutes have passed. So when 0 minutes have passed, we point to the 12. That's the start on a clock. I know it's confusing because sometimes students want to write 3:12, but no, it's not 3:12. If it was 3:12, that would mean 12 minutes have passed from this starting point. And right now it's at 0. Think of this 12 as the starting point on a clock. And the little hand is pointing to the hour, the long hand's pointing to the minutes. 3 o'clock. Okay, over here, let's show 5:30. Okay, 5:30. Now, it's a little bit different. My shorthand is still going to point to the 5. And my long hand, okay, if I'm starting at 0, I need it to go 30 minutes past the starting point. Each little dash right here is a minute. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes until you get to the 1. 5 minutes till you get to the 2. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So each number represents 5 minutes. So if I'm going to go to 30, I'm just going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is 30 minutes at the 6. So to write that, I do 5, the hour, and 30 minutes, or half past. This is half of the circle. If I split this circle in half, I would be right at the 6. So this is half past 5 o'clock. Okay, and the other half would take me back to the starting point. So let's try 11:30. Remember, when I'm doing this, my shorthand points to the hour. Now, some of you might say, oh no, it looks like it's closer to the 12. But really, if I did a line here, I would see I'm still within the 11 area. From here to here, this is still the 11 zone. I like to call it the zone, the 11 zone. Okay, it's not the 12 zone until we get past the 12. Until you get past a number, then it's not their zone. We are still in the 11 zone. So here's my 11 for the hour. And then my long hand, sorry, this is probably confusing now. Ignore that. And then my long hand needs to be at the 30 again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Back to that 6 again. Okay, so it's 11:30. 30 minutes past 11 o'clock. Moving on to 8:30. Okay, Think right now, where is it going to go? How am I going to draw my two hands? I'll give you a moment. Okay, yes, if you said the small hand points to the 8 or it's in the 8 zone, this is the 8 zone, it's not yet to the 9, then you are right. If you said my long hand or the big hand points to the 6, you got it. 8:30. If it helps, you can write the minutes next to each number to help you. Actually, that's a good activity for you to do on all of your clocks in your workbook. Okay, what is the 7 going to be? 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then this is 60 minutes, but you go back to 0, 60 minutes, because there are 60 minutes in an hour. Okay, moving on to our next page. Like I said before, it takes 5 minutes for the minute hand to move from one number to the next number on a clock face. I just showed you that. 5 minutes. Everything takes 5 minutes. They're all 5 minutes apart. The clock hands on these clocks show 4 o'clock and 4:30. Write the times below the clocks. It did it for you. Shorthand is pointing to the 4, longhand pointing to the 12, which means 0, the starting point, 4 o'clock. Shorthand is still in the, some of you might say, oh no, it's to the 5. No, don't get mixed up. I do a dashed line to see, ooh, is it in the 4 zone? Yes, it's in the 4 zone. 4 owns this zone. Not until it gets to the 5 is it the 5 zone. So it's still 4, that's the hour, 30. Okay? Look at the clock hands, write the time. Let's do it here. I can see that my shorthand, my hour hand, is pointing towards the 1. So I'm going to write 1 here for my hour. I'm going to do my colon. This is called a colon. And now I know my long hand, or my big hand, is pointing towards the 12, which is the start. The start is always 0. Okay, so I'm going to do 0, 0, 1 o'clock. Because when we write time, we have 2 digits after the colon. Okay, you don't write it like this.